Hello, in this video I'm going to be making a keto bread. I've been making this for ages now. I absolutely love this. It's a brilliant recipe. I stole it sort of from the Keto King, so I'll share a link to his channel below. But I made an alteration because the ingredients, one of them that he had, I didn't like. So the full recipe will be in the description below. A lot of ingredients here, and I'm sure if you've been watching keto videos or trying the recipes out, you'll be familiar with most of these. They're not that easy to get. I use Amazon, and in the UK there's Holland Barrett is quite a useful shop for these things. Anyway, I won't waffle on anymore. I'm going to get on with this, and I really hope you like it.
Alright, first things first, let's get the dry yeast into the warm water to make sure it's alive, give it a chance to come to life. While that's happening, we can put all the dry, weird flours into a bowl, and I'll give them a little whisk to make them kind of one homogeneous mixture. And that was about 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes, and we got bubbles. The yeast is alive, we can crack on. Let's get all the wet ingredients in. So I've got the eggs that are beaten, in goes the yeasty water. The butter was a bit warm, so I was just stirring it in case I didn't want to, ruin my work there. Dry ingredients in. Going to get a dough hook in here, and we're going to give this a knead for about 5 to 10 minutes until it all sort of forms a nice sort of elastic doughy ball. And yeah, there you go. I sort of edited that through. You can do it by hand, but you'd need to use water rather than sort of flour to work it and knead it. So that if you've got a stand mixer, I recommend you do that. And look, yeah, nice stretchy elastic dough. Right, so do you need to do a bulk ferment, a proof before you shape? I don't know. I think it improves the flavour, but if you don't want to, just go straight to, don't worry about what I'm doing here, just go straight to forming it into the shape, which I'll show you in a minute. But I want to give that a pre-proof. And there's this water spritzer, dead handy. It stops it all getting a bit dry. So just wait. There we go. Doubled in size. I'd say that was doubled. Would you say that? I think so. So liberally spraying with water. So what this does, it stops you getting in a mess. If you've ever tried to knead bread, but if you keep adding flour, and especially what flour do you add to it when you're doing keto, is it absorbs into the dough, and then you won't have as nice, like moist, fresh bread. So I like to flatten mine out, but okay, if you don't want to do this, you can just sort of use your hands, roll it into like a sausage shape, either put it in a bread tin or do this technique. But this is what I like. I like to sort of roll it and pinch it, roll it and pinch it. Show you another angle of that there, and that gives you a nice tight dough, tight, not like a twigger. Austin Powers fans will probably appreciate that. And just sort of, I try to pinch the sealed edge like so it doesn't unravel. It's not going to unravel, it's going to proof again now, and it's going to be lovely. So onto a lined baking sheet, and I like to give it a little grease with oil. That's olive oil, but it doesn't really matter. That's to stop the cling film, or what you Yanks will call saran wrap, right? But I like to make it like a tent, so drape it over so that it's got somewhere to move into. You know what I mean? It's going to get bigger, this thing. And there it got bigger. And I like to score mine. It's not essential, this, but I find if you do cut it with a knife, a few little slashes, it helps it oven spring a bit more easy, because this thing has got a hell of an oven spring in it, which means basically it gets bigger in the oven. So preheated oven, hot. I had a tray in the bottom there, put some boiling water in there. I took that boiling water out after 15 minutes, so it's steam, which really helps it get bigger without getting too crusty. And look at the size of that thing. Isn't that gorgeous? You've got to wait though for a little while. You've got to let it cool down. Don't cut into it when it's warm, you ruin it. And yeah, you should be feeling very pleased with yourself. And I hear you asking, well, is it nice? What does it look like inside? Well, I'm going to show you now, aren't we? So I like to cut mine always in half, because I freeze half of it. But look at that. Look at the crumb. This lovely texture to it. I've been making bread for years, and it really is lovely bread. So yeah, anyway, that half went in the freezer, but I thought, I usually on my other channel, I do something with the product, so let's do something with it. That thing could be a sandwich, because if you've been doing keto, you really are missing a sandwich. I'd say it's probably the number one thing, is for me. Coleman's English mustard. Don't be too liberal with it, because it's quite fiery, that, if you want to use it. And I had some leftover roast beef, and that does rather nice, doesn't it? And so yeah, I'm going to pile all that up there, and we're going to just have an absolutely sensational sandwich. That's some rocket Again, over the pond, I think you called it arugula for some weird reason. And what a lovely, delicious looking sandwich that is. And it's keto. You can enjoy that and not have to worry about getting all fat and stuff. Anyway, I took a bite of that and he walks off very happy. Right, so it is a very, very nice bread once you've got past all the different ingredients, and they're not cheap to make it. You are left with an extremely high quality product that if you gave it to somebody else, they're not going to know that it's some sort of weird keto bread. They're just going to think of it as a very tasty bread. Yum. That roast beef ain't bad neither. You might ask yourself, can you toast this, Uncle Matt? Well, you can. It doesn't toast that evenly, I find, in a normal toaster, but do it more like a crostini or like a crouton in the oven with a bit of olive oil on it, and you get these really lovely little crispy toasts, which you could then use for bruschetta, or if you go to the I'll link the video I did on my main channel when I did this bread, wonderful as a toaster dip in a baked camembert or something like that. It's very versatile. Anyway, that's a long-winded end to this video. I hope you like it, and I really would like to get this channel moving, so I need to produce more content for it. But if you wouldn't mind getting involved, commenting, liking, sharing, what else is there, the bell icon, that sort of thing, that would really help it to grow, and I'd love that. Anyway, so I hope you're all very well. Catch you again pretty soon. Bye then.